if my current self were to look at my future self, I feel like she'd be so grateful to that I took that leap, whether it failed or succeeded. And I just really wanted to make like all of those versions of myself proud. And so, yeah, it was scary. And it's not like I came to the conclusion where I was like, okay, I'm going to do this and it's going to be totally easy. I was really scared when I did it. But I think just making a plan, I decided like, okay, this is how much money I'm going to save up. And this is the point at which I'm going to maybe look for another job if I'm not where I want to be. And I think just putting that plan in place made me feel a little more comfortable doing it. But yeah, I just think you have to take that chance on yourself because it is your life and it is the only life that you get. And so you have to try.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm here with Rachel Brown. Hi, Rachel.
Hello, Bonnie.
How are you today?
I'm doing really well. Excited to be here.
I can't wait to dive into your story. Would you just first kind of let everybody know a little bit more about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, so I am a surface pattern designer, and I currently run my own creative business, primarily focused on selling my designs through Spoonflower. And yeah, I took immersion and learned all about the world of surface pattern design in 2023, so about a year and a half ago.
Mm.
And I've just been loving it ever since. Just before I had joined immersion, I had been spending a bit of time saving up some money to leave, like take a little sabbatical from my full time job and focus just on building my business. I'm definitely someone that can't split my focus. So I was really struggling with trying to build a business on the side. So I was like, let me just save up a bunch of money so I can take some time off and really focus on it. And at the time, I had just been selling like prints of my illustrations. When I left my job, I was like, I don't know if this is going to be super sustainable for me. And I didn't really have a clear vision of where I was going. And then I discovered your podcast and I learned about surface design and I just fell in love with it. I think because of how problem oriented it was, like it was really solving a problem for the market. And it just gave me more direction around how I could use my creative skills to solve other people's problems. Even though I knew nothing about it at all, I got really excited and signed up for immersion and jumped into surface pattern design.
Okay, I love that. I feel like we all have that moment where we discovered what it was, and it's like your mind just expands. Like, how incredible, how fun. So, when you came into immersion, talk to me about what your biggest goal was. What did you want to accomplish?
Especially coming in with no experience at all. I'd never touched Illustrator. I just nothing. I really just wanted to feel comfortable with like the basics of creating patterns, get really comfortable with Illustrator. And then I really wanted to get like a map of what the industry really looked like because I just had such a limited perspective around what I could do with my art and how I could make money from it. And so I just wanted someone to tell me, like, you can do this and you can do this and you can do this. So I had a bunch of different options that I could try out. So yeah, with immersion, I really just wanted to come out of it with like, okay, I have these skills and then I have like a big list of different things that I can try and experiment with moving forward. I come from a technical background, so I'm a little more comfortable with learning new pieces of software, but still like Adobe software is big and can be a little hairy and sticky. So I was like, I'm just going to like slowly work my way through the lessons, let Bonnie show me what she needs to show me and not like jump too far ahead, get too overwhelmed. And that worked really well. I was like really impressed at how well you're able to walk people through that program because there's a lot going on. And there's still so many things that I don't even use or understand. But I do think the course does a great job at just showing you everything that you need to know without
Yeah.
like bogging you down with too much information.
Okay, so tell me about how you approach the course. I feel like so many people have different methods, like a little bit every day, or a lot on the weekend, or did you finish on time? Did you stay on track, or did you kind of lengthen it? Tell me about your approach, and also like if you have any tips, tricks, hacks on consistently coming to it.
As I said, I was not working a job at the time, so I did have more time to focus on it. So I was just doing a little bit every day. So yeah, I would try and get through the lessons pretty quickly to start because I wanted to get a big lay of the land kind of view. And I didn't want to get hung up on anything in particular. So I would just kind of move through the lessons. If there's something I wanted to come back to, I would mark that off so I could come back to it later. But yeah, it was just like chipping away at things every single day, making sure that I was actually implementing the things that were being taught as well. So like if you were working through an example, I would try and work through multiple examples on my own so that it would become second nature for me.
I know you took it twice. I know you came back and took it as an alumni, and most people would think that was insane. Why on earth would you take this class twice? So, talk to me about why and how was that for you?
I think everyone says this too. The energy is just so good, you know? And
Yeah.
I think especially with it starting in like that February, March timeframe, it is like it's like the time of the year where you're wanting to get things going, but you're maybe slowing down a little bit. And the immersion energy is just it's like unmatched. It's so good to feed off of. So I really wanted to rejoin it for that. I had like done a lot of experimenting of different things, and I was starting to feel like no, I really want to hone in my focus on one thing. So that was a big reason I came back was for the community, for the energy.
That's why I come back every year.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, I love that. So, talk to me about what has come true for you and your business since really dedicating all that you have into this part of your life.
I am like starting to see some consistent income build up. I'm not at the point yet where I'm like able to fully live off of it, but I have so much momentum, which I didn't feel like I had before I moved into service pattern design. I was like selling a few things here, selling a few things there, and it was a lot of like family and friends. I didn't really know how to reach anyone outside of my immediate orbit. So since immersion, I've really learned more about marketing, learned more about designing for trends and for like what the market is currently buying
Mm.
and reaching those shoppers. And I'm starting to finally see some momentum in the revenue part of my business as well. The freedom that comes with building a business is my favorite part of doing it, and not just in like the time freedom and things like that, but also just the freedom to choose what I want to do, like the autonomy that I have, like the independence that I'm beginning to build. Like it feels so good to be able to say that the money I'm earning is stuff that I've created and I'm not depending on someone else to pay that paycheck. So that's been a huge success for me. And then the time as well has really helped me to be able to just spend more time with family and friends, spend more time focusing on my health. Like all of those things came second when I was working a full time job. And now that I'm full time in my business, I can really put those things first and still have time to work on the business as well. If my current self were to look at my future self, I feel like she'd be so grateful to that I took that leap, whether it failed or succeeded. And I just really wanted to make like all of those versions of myself proud. And so, yeah, it was scary. And it's not like I came to the conclusion where I was like, okay, I'm going to do this and it's going to be totally easy. I was really scared when I did it. But I think just making a plan, you know, I decided like, okay, this is how much money I'm going to save up. And this is the point at which I'm going to maybe look for another job if I'm not where I want to be. And I think just putting that plan in place made me feel a little more comfortable doing it. But yeah, I just think you have to take that chance on yourself because it is your life and it is the only life that you get. And so you have to try.
That is so wise. I love that you thought about your future self and wanting to make her proud. That gives me chills. Rachel, is there anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
If you're like thinking about taking immersion and you're on the fence about it, it truly will open up so many doors for you. For me, it really was like the key to understanding all of the opportunities that I had in front of me that I couldn't see. And
Mm,
so I really do think that this course will turn on so many lights for you. You will see the world in a completely different way. And it'll give you so much more confidence to build a business that can support you. So just go for it. It's totally worth it.
I love that. Rachel, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your story. And we're so excited to watch it just continue to unfold.
Awesome. Thank you, Bonnie.